everyone, and welcome to our video on compass directions and bearings. So, compass directions are a different way to describe locations, and they're often used in word problems. So all we have to do though, so we'll just jump right into these problems. So sketch the bearings in standard position. So what this is here, this is north 35 degrees east, and what we have is the axis, and our compass would be north, east, south, west. Never eat soggy waffles or never eat sour watermelon, whatever it is you want, or just northeast, southwest, whatever it is, to make sure you know the directions. And what we do is we start on the north. So it's saying start on the north, go 35 degrees toward the east. So go 35 degrees toward the east and then draw in a line segment or a ray like that. Okay, so that's all it's telling us to do. So start on the north, then go toward the east. So on number 2, this is south 20 degrees east. So it's similar, saying start on the south, so get your compass drawn, north, east, south, west. So it's saying start on the south and now go 20 degrees toward the east. So here's 20 degrees, we'll say. And then, so my south is kind of in the way. Let me fix that real quick. Okay, so there's south. So there's the 20 degrees that they're talking about. And I have that. Done. Okay, so that's all it is. So it's saying, so again, I just marked number 1 only. It's telling you where to start. It's always going to start on the north or the south, or it will be just say going like straight east or straight west. Okay, so there's different. So in case those are slightly different, but those are just maybe even easier. Okay, and the other thing that we do know about this, so this angle we would know is 55, and then same deal, we would know that this is 70. Okay, so we can find missing angles also immediately with these compass directions. Okay, so let's try out a problem using these compass directions. So it says Steph is in a boat. She travels 20 miles per hour for 30 minutes. Ooh, let me erase that. Oh, no, that's fine, I think. 30 minutes in a direction of north 45 degrees east. And then travels at 10 miles per hour for 30 minutes in a direction of north 45 degrees west. How far is she from her initial position? Okay, so with these problems, so I only underlined that first part. It says she's in a boat. Let's make sure we draw it plenty big. Okay, so here's our compass. So as soon as I see a compass direction, I'm thinking, okay, let's get that. North, east, south, west. And it says she travels 20 miles per hour for 30 minutes. Okay, careful there. 20 miles per hour for 30 minutes. That means that's 10 miles. Okay, so 20 miles in 1 hour means it's 10 miles every 30 minutes. Okay, so 10 miles. All right, anyway, so it says north 45 degrees east. Okay, so north, starting here, and then going 45 degrees toward the east. There we go. So there's my 45 degree, and then I'm just going to draw a segment like that. Okay, so this, and maybe I drew it too big, who knows? We might have to resketch sometimes, that's fine. Well, we learn as we go, so it's hard to know the exact picture every time. Okay, but I do know that this is 10 miles. So I'm just going to mark that segment there. Okay, so I have the angle 45 and I have a length of 10. Okay, and then it says, so that's why I stopped marking, and then it says that she travels 10 miles per hour for 30 minutes in a direction of north 45 degrees west. Okay, so again, careful, 10 miles per hour for 30 minutes. Well, 10 miles in 1 hour would mean that it's 5 miles. So that's the total distance, 5 miles in 30 minutes. Okay, anyway. But from where she left off on our last one is where this new direction is taking place. So through that ending point, I'm just going to draw in a new northeast southwest. So there's north, east, south, west. And then from there, we could start sketching it out. So it says north 45 degrees west. Okay, so starting on the north, then going toward the west 45 degrees. Okay, so this is where, yeah, we could draw another picture, and then a length of 5 is something like that. Okay, so our pictures can get nasty, but what's important about it, and I can't really put the 5, well, we will, but what I want to do, so it is saying how far is she from her initial position? Well, let's highlight. So she went there, there, and it wants to know that length there. Okay, so I've got a lot going on with this picture. Let's redraw part of it. Let's draw that triangle in the red. Okay, so I know that that's 10. I didn't mark it because it was a little tough. I'm squeezing it in. There's the 5. We know that this is 5. Okay, and then let's go back to our grid over there. All right, so the red is what's important for us, but notice there's going to be something special here. So let's mark it in green. So I've got these marks on this, like right here in the green, so it got a little tight, but I know from the blue vertical axis to the horizontal axis is 90, and if this is 45, that must mean this is 45. Okay, so we've got that information there. And then also, with our first triangle in the black ink, we know that we've got a 45-degree angle right here. Okay, so I'm just focusing on this black ink. Okay, so back to it. So again, it could get a little tricky with these pictures, but if that's 45 degrees in the black ink and I have a right angle there, that must mean this is 45 degrees. Okay, so then we can see, well, 45 degrees and 45 degrees, that's 90. Okay, so this angle, that's 90 right there. That's a 90-degree angle. Okay, so we actually don't know what this angle currently is. We could figure it out eventually. But notice it's not 45 because my 45 is in the black arch that I'm currently trying to bold, and the red doesn't match up with that. Okay, so we don't know those two angles. That's fine. However, we were able to break it down to find a 90. And now that we know that we have a right triangle with two sides that are known, this problem is not even a SOHCAHTOA problem. It's Pythagorean theorem only, because we need to find this missing side. Okay, so we've got our hypotenuse, and this is the hypotenuse. So we would have 10 squared plus 5 squared equals the hypotenuse squared, and then we'll continue to solve. So 100 plus 25 equals x squared. 100 plus 25 is 125. And then we could square root both sides to get to our final answer. Again, for good habit, I would say put plus minus, but because that's a physical length we're looking at, it should be positive. Square root of 125, we could simplify. Okay, so if it wants a calculator, we could plug that in. I'm going to pretend that we want an exact value. Okay, so 125, some scratch work to the side. I know 5 goes in it because it ends in 5. It goes into it 25 times, and then 25 is 5 and 5. Okay, so that means we've got the square root of 5 times 5 times 5. We can do 5 times 5 under a square root. Okay, so this simplifies to be 5 square root of 5 is our x. Okay, so and I'm just going to rewrite it. Miles. Okay, so if we need to plug that into a calculator, we can get the decimal, but that's it. Okay, so our picture, it can get a little messy. So yeah, so mine got a little messy there. I hope you're able to see everything, but if we need to, we can always redraw it even bigger. Okay, so if we can't see everything, we could write it out even bigger. Okay, but that's it for now. Let's do that other word problem in a different video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.